Guys, now I've been getting a lot of messages over the past few months really from people wanting to know whether the price they've got from their dealerships for a Leaf or an i3 or whatever is any good. Now for obvious reasons I do keep a keen eye on the prices and the best deals for various electric cars out there. And what I noticed about at least half of the people that have asked me whether or not they've got a good price is that they haven't. I mean, some are shockingly expensive. This tells me that people just trust their local dealership. They just walk into the closest dealer, get the price, and then assume that's it. Well, of course, as a Yorkshireman, it is my duty to get the best price on everything and only spend money when necessary. So that's kind of what this video is about. It's about trying to get the best price for your car. It doesn't have to be electric, but in this case, obviously, it will be. Quite a few of you, no doubt, will be saying, well, duh, this is quite obvious, or yes, I knew about this already. But again, from the messages I've got, there's obviously a lot of people out there that just, maybe they don't use the internet, maybe they're not technologically interested in any way. So this is kind of a bit of a how-to, or places I go to get the best prices for, in this case, an electric car. Now for the purposes of this, I will be trying to buy an e-Golf, just because it's a bit different and I'm sick of doing things on a Leaf. I'll also assume that you have decided to buy a car, so forgetting visiting dealerships for test drive or to see whether you like something. You know what car you want, you know what spec you want, this is just about getting the best price. Now for me, the first port of call are two websites. One, Drive the Deal, and two, CarWow. Now the first one that we'll use is Drive the Deal. I've bought from these guys a couple of times over the past 10 years and it's very easy. It's all online and then you deal with the dealership. You are not buying the car from a website. You put in the order through the website, but from that point on you deal with the dealership. They're not pre-registered. It is no different from you walking in to a dealership and buying the car. With CarWow it's slightly different. The dealerships bid for the best price for the spec you're after, and then you pick which dealership to contact, who has the best price presumably, and then you buy the car from them. They are again a dealership, it's a brand new car. Now the first one, Drive the Deal, they don't sell every make of car unfortunately. It does vary from month to month, so keep an eye on it if they don't do the car you're after. In this case they do a Volkswagen e-Golf. Okay, obviously I'm after a Volkswagen. There we go. And Golf hatchback. I don't think they do this date in the Golf. Scroll down, find the engine we're after, in this case the 0.0 litre e-Golf. And for the purposes of comparison, I'm going to do no options on this, just to make it nice and simple. £32,190. Wow, that's expensive. That is the retail price. Okay, let's see what we get. There we go, £22,895 for an e-Golf. That's actually a lot better than I thought it would. I haven't done this before the video, by the way. A couple of things worth noting. The price includes a £1,000 finance deposit, which means you have to take out PCP to get that price, otherwise you have to add £1,000 onto it. That kind of leads me to another point that's worth making. Some people just like to buy cash, and if they're lucky enough to have it, that's fine, but it's often, or nearly always, cheaper to get a car through finance. Now that doesn't mean you're going to have to pay for it for 3 years and interest and all that. It means that in this case, for example, you get a £1,000 discount just by getting PCP finance. So buy the car through PCP, and 3, 4, 5, 6 months later, my parents did this, pay it off early. You don't have to do the full 2 or 3 or 4 year term. You might end up paying 150, 200 quid maybe in fees, a little tiny bit of interest. Basically, you're getting £1,000 off and you're saving probably £800 once you're factoring all the fees and whatnot. So it's worth getting the finance prices for all these, because that's what a lot of them base them on. Even if it means getting the finance and jumping through the hoops and then paying it off early, it's worth doing. So that's Drive the Deal. Now let's have a look at CarWow. CarWow.co.uk, very straightforward and easy to find. What we're after, Volkswagen, so select car, Volkswagen, there we go. E-Golf, there we are, e-Golf. There's only one engine of course, pick that one. Only one trim, but it does come with adaptive cruise control, sat-nav, LED lights, not bad. Again, no options, although you can pick all your various options of course on here, so you can do the same spec you can in a dealership. That's quite easy and straightforward. Right, next step. There we go. So, we just have to wait for the dealerships now. With CarWow, you put the car you want, and then dealerships see everybody that's after a car, in this case a Volkswagen e-Golf with this specification. They then give you or send you a price. They effectively bid for your business. So in this case, a Volkswagen dealership will see that I'm after a Volkswagen e-Golf and say, right, this is the best price I can give it. Then they send that to me. This appears in my showroom, as it's called. Now, dealerships can't contact you. It's up to you to contact them first. So you're not going to be inundated with spam or silly emails or anything like that. So it's really easy. If you don't want to contact them, don't. If you do. It's up to you. Now, it's probably waiting at least 24 hours, maybe 2 days, depending on the car you're after and when you go on the website. All right, so if I go to your showroom at the top and see, that's the car I was after. So you can have multiple things on here. Oh, I have an offer. Here we go. Click view. This is from Mike Smith, Andrew Barclough and Billy Joe Hicks. Right, okay, so cash, 24,851. PCP finance, again, because it's cheaper, 23,851. So that's not a bad price. It's not as good as Drive the Deal, but it is a good price. For the Leaf, for example, that Drive the Deal don't sell, you probably won't get quite the price that Drive the Deal would typically sell at, but it'd be very close. And of course, this is the first offer. I'll probably get about 5 or 6 typically before it stops giving me any more. So you might get a better one. But that's not actually too bad. A 26% near as damn it discount, apparently. So that just shows what the retail prices mean. Nothing at all. It's utter honk. This is what gets me about depreciation indexes and the biggest depreciating cars in the world. If you pay the retail price, of course, the depreciation is vast, but only a moron would pay the retail price for your typical car. Certainly something like a Volkswagen or a Ford or a Nissan. Right, so let's assume we've got the best price now, whether it's from CarWow or Drive the Deal, and then you just follow the instructions effectively if you want to place the order, or when you want to place the order. The only downside to this is that you can't get PCP figures. With CarWow, you basically contact the dealership in question, send them a message saying, hi, can you give me PCP figures for this mileage over this term, etc, etc. With Drive the Deal, you ring Drive the Deal up and basically do the same thing. You say, hi, I'm interested in this car, it's a good price, I just like the monthly figures. Now, one thing that is a slight downside to this is if you want to part exchange. You can part exchange because you are buying from a dealership. However, as it always is with a car dealership, if you get a good part exchange price, you will get a bad car price. If you get a good car price, you'll get a bad part exchange price. It all breaks even in the end. So, although you can part X with either of these prices, because they are very, very good prices, you're not going to get a good part exchange. The times I've always used a CarWow or Drive the Deal, I've always sold my car privately. Or in the case of a Leaf, if you want, you can just hand the car back if you're doing PCP. Typically, though, the best value will be to sell your car privately. You need to put some effort in. We're talking about thousands of pounds here. It ain't too much of a hassle to ask you to stick your car in an Auto Trader. So at this stage, if you want, ring up your local dealership. I did this with my Nissan Leaf. I got the first Leaf anyway. I got the price from CarWow, which was somewhere down south, I can't remember where. And then I rung up Bradford. I said, look, I want this Leaf, this spec. I'm not going to come into the dealership. I don't need a test drive. It's going to be the easiest sale in the world. This is the price. If you match it, I'll buy it from you. Simple as that. They then mulled it over, rung me back an hour later and said, go on then. From their point of view, they've done nothing, but they've got a sale from it. It's nice and easy. They said that they lost some money on my sale, but it helped them hit their targets. Now, when it comes to targets, it's worth sometimes doing this sort of thing at certain times of the year. March, for example. August, because just before the number plates come out. At the end of any quarter, because if a dealership is close to hitting their target in numbers, they're more likely to give you a better offer. Even if they lose a little bit of money on a sale, if they hit the target thereafter, they get big, big bonuses. At least I think that's how it works. So you will often find if you do this at the end of certain months, as I said, March and August, that sort of thing, you will probably get a slightly better price. And that's pretty much it, really. As soon as you've decided which car you get, go online, get the best price. If you want, contact your local dealership and say, look, if you want the business, I'll give it to you. You're not going to do anything for the sale, so it's nice and easy for them. Now, no doubt I'll get the comment from somebody, probably who works in a car dealership, saying, well, it's a bit unfair if you're going to, use this and then get the best price from somewhere else. When it comes to salesmen, car dealerships are no exception. I'm looking after number one here. They would not think twice about giving a different price to a sucker to a different price to somebody who's really going after a good deal. I'm sure a salesman will give a worse price to a little old lady that they know will probably end up paying it compared to anyone else. They're unscrupulous, so you've got to be the same. So I am not apologising for trying to screw any dealership out of a price. They're going to have to work a bit harder, unfortunately, if they want my business. So there we are. That's pretty much it, really. Go online, get the best price, buy the car. It's nice and easy. Okay, well, thanks for watching as usual. Remember, I am on Instagram and what's the other one? Twitter. I'm on that too. So I might see you there if you subscribe or follow or whatever it is you do with those things. And I shall see you soon.